Four-star edge and current Ohio State commit London Merritt of the IMG Academy is out here this week visiting Colorado. And of course, he'll be here for the game against Utah tomorrow, as well as seeing Big Noon kickoff. How lit campus is going to get over at Folsom and Boulder. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to break down what I think about London Merritt, show some highlights of his, and I think you guys are going to be really intrigued by the type of prospect that he is. He's a four-star edge, again, by all the different recruiting services. And he's somebody that, hey, if you're a Broncos fan, he might remind you a little bit of Jonathan Cooper. If you're a Buffs fan, I could see a little bit of BJ Green in his game, right? Which is always fun to see. But with BJ Green off to the NFL next year, we'll see if we can get Deion Hayes back next year for like a medical red shirt or something like that. I don't even know if that's really what the plan is, but I would love to have that. But nonetheless, Samuel Okunloa, Taj McCoy, a few of the other guys, Arden Walker. It would be nice if we're losing BJ Green to have London Merritt come into the fold and play on that edge. Let's go ahead and run the highlights, guys. And I think you're going to love the type of player that he is. Now, he did transfer to IMG this past year, but he he played in Georgia at Woodard all these years prior, and he kind of does remind you of Brandon Davis Swain a little bit too. I think that there might be some potential for him to kick inside a little bit, but I think he could develop into a 4-3 edge. Maybe he kicks inside a little bit as like a one of those 3-4 interior defensive linemen, but or defensive ends. But what I love is just the raw athleticism. I mean, he changes direction really, really quickly. And he's got a great motor. He's relentless. He plays with some nasty, as you can see there with that tug move. I mean, that is and that rip move, really, really nice. And he just gets downfield immediately to take down the quarterback. And if he's stuffed on the first block, you just see like he continues to work. And that's what makes his game so intimidating, such a big threat, is that he doesn't turn it off after that first block. See, look how he works through that. Look how he works through it. I think that he's a guy that demands a double team right now in both the pass rush or the run game. I mean, you can't leave him unblocked for too long. And as you can see, he can kind of handle those double teams with ease right now at the high school level. Of course, these are his junior year highlights, but is over at IMG this this year with a few of the guys that are visiting this weekend alongside him. But I wanted to read Andrew Ivan's scouting report of his from 24/7. Says a heavy-handed defender that looks like a natural fit as a power end in a 3-4 or 4-3, but could ultimately settle in as a full-time 3 technique at the next level. Spent much of junior season working out of a 2-point stance in an odd man front for Georgia's 6A runner-up. Jolt offensive tackles and tight ends with a formidable punch and can pick up quick wins by sliding and dipping his way around blockers, although the sack total doesn't always show for it. I think he had 5 or 6 sacks this past year. Flashes some instincts as a run defender and uses impressive short area quickness to make stops in pursuit as he changes course and keeps the legs pumping. Transferred into IMG in advance of the senior season and posted impressive testing times at the Powerhouse's annual Pro Day. More notably, check in at roughly 6 foot 2.5, 250 pounds, projects as a multi-year starter at the Power 4 level, must improve anchor technique and keep progressing as a rusher, but has plenty of developmental upside. And hey, with running track in 2022, posted a 12.48 in the 100. So, hey, he's got some speed for his size, which is really, really nice. And again, this is a guy that is a top 15 edge right now in the class of 2025. He essentially would be a program cornerstone. I mean, oh my goodness, look how he just lit up that that running back and gets after the quarterback to still sack him. As you can see, he can kick inside which is nice too. So maybe he does kind of follow the path of Brandon Davis Swain, who I'm excited to see. I hope we get to see him at some point this year now that he's secured that red shirt. And yeah, you don't want to leave him unblocked because he's his pursuit is just unreal. Like that's the thing. Like he doesn't look like the most quick guy, but then he's just always there with like the snap of a finger. I think he's got, as Andrew Ivan said, his short area quickness, I think, is really good. Has multiple different pass rush moves. He can swim, he can rip, he can bull rush, and can I don't think at the high school level really has a weakness in his game. Of course, he's going to have to improve in things, of course, when you jump to the power four level. But this guy's a physically imposing type of guy and somebody who plays with the right attitude that we want to see here at CU, right? Has some nasty to his game. And of course, being at IMG, working with those guys, he's going to be ready for the next level. He's already going to be, I think, like what makes IMG such a good fit here for developing a pipeline to Boulder is we have that pro type of atmosphere. There is autonomy with the players, but it's also an expectation that you guys don't need to be babied all the time, that you guys are going to come in here and work, right? It's a pro type of atmosphere. IMG Academy is just like that. I mean, it's a prep academy for athletes. The expectation is that you're going to make your craft at whatever sport you're playing your top priority, and you're going to train like a professional does. And so that's why I think that you're starting to see more and more momentum come out here, especially with George Hegeman overseeing the program at IMG for a while now, out here this past year, as well as Devin Rispris having relationship with IMG. Uh, prior, I believe. Oh, excuse me. But there are some other schools going after his services, guys. I do want to highlight this as we're still rolling the tape here. Of course, committed to Ohio State here in May of this year, but oh, wow. I thought he had actually gone on a visit earlier this year, but right now his only official visit this fall has been Colorado. So right before he committed or after he committed to Ohio State, he did officially visit University of North Carolina. That was an official visit. Unofficially visited Alabama in March, but outside of that, so maybe North Carolina has a fighter's chance, a puncher's chance. Ohio State has to have the upper hand right now. I would imagine that Steve Wiltfong put in a crystal ball a while ago that ended up to be true, right? So he's been committed since the beginning of the summer. And hey, let's see what ground CU can make up in this recruitment. It has to be a special opportunity if you want to come play with other IMG teammates, such as Alexander McPherson and man, Nathaniel Owusu-Boateng, his teammates this year, and joining some other IMG players like Cash Cleveland, Jordan Seaton, I think is going to be great. So I love what we're doing out here. Again, guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Who does London Merritt remind you of? Do you see him more as an end or kicking more inside, like what we might be doing with Brandon Davis Swain? Y'all let me know in the comments. But this is a guy that I definitely would love the Buffs to flip, and hopefully he absolutely loves his stay here in Boulder. I think he got here on Wednesday, so we'll see what happens. I mean, look at that dip move around the edge. You can't teach some of that quickness, man. Like you really can't. So, guys, I'm gonna get out of here. Y'all have a wonderful day. I'll be back with some more videos later on covering some of the other visits as well as a preview for Utah. You guys take care. As always, go Buffs.